Hello, guys. Welcome again today in this wonderful course, Node.js. So, hope you are enjoying it. So, today we'll be looking at uh model view controller folder structure. So, before we go ahead connecting our server to our MongoDB compound, so I will be storing our we can be able to store our data there. So now we need to configure some certain stuff. So here now we need to structure our folders properly so that we can be able to work perfectly fine without any confusion. So I'm going to be talking about MVC. MVC simply means model view controller. Model view controller is just a programming pattern that enables us to structure our code in folder as a model view and controller. So we're going to be creating other folders. So this is the pattern I like using, and it has been working for me since I started this programming. So I think you should go with this pattern for easy readability and accessibility of your work. So now I'm going to be creating more folders, and before we work with MongoDB, we need to install, we'll be working with MongoDB dependencies like mongoose. So we need to install mongoose so that we will use mongoose to be interacting with our mongodb. So now I'm going to create a folder. I'll create a folder. I'll name it views. I'll click on enter. So in this views folder, you put here all your files, all your html files being given to you by the front end developer. So it's here that you create the files and you copy it and paste inside these views. So here will contain all your templates and all that pages. So now I'm going to create, notice if you take note, I'm hitting on this file, our folder directory. So you don't click on this and create, no, unless you are creating a sub folder under these views. So but if you want to create another folder, you just click outside if you are not creating a sub folder under these views. So now I clicked outside. I'm going to create a file. I will name it dot env. You name it dot env. So inside this dot env is where we'll be storing our server secret. So even if you are pushing this code to github, you don't push your env file to git. So now that's it. So all our secret code, like your server port, your DB URI, your token, and all that, your JWT token, and every of your secret tokens or secret keys. So you put it inside this env. So I'm going to create a folder. We'll name it public folder. Inside this public folder that you have folders, that you have your css folder. Inside this public folder you have your js folder, you have your image folder and all that. So all these being gotten you put it inside this public folder. So and all that. So now inside this src will be creating more folders. So I will create my models. So now inside this model, so now will be in MongoDB. For you to work with MongoDB, I told you guys earlier that we'll be working with schema. You just need to define your schema, how you want your data to be structured and stored. So now all your schemas, collections, we call it collection. So all your schema collections, you define it. That's, you create the collections inside this your models folder. So that's, by the way, we have another folder called helpers. In this folder you create your JS function that will help you either in your email handlers, your image handlers and all that. So you put it inside this helpers folder. So we have another folder called middleware. Let me rename it. It's no, I didn't get middlewares. So now inside this middleware is where you write your authentication functions and all that. So we'll be using this letter. So anyone that we want to use, we use them. So we have controllers, we have helpers, we have middleware, we have models, we have routes. So that's, by the way. So inside this we'll create another folder. We have our config folder. So inside this config folder is where we do our DB connection and others. So we can get started, kickstart to connecting our server to our MongoDB. So now we need to write some code. So we'll come here. I will just split this terminal. My terminal, I will just install. I will do npm install mongoose. We'll be using mongoose to interact with MongoDB. So while mongoose is installing, I will click on the config folder, open a file. I will name it db connection.js. This is where we'll be doing right now our db connection function. So I will require mongoose. Mongoose is equal to require mongoose. So I will define a function db connect connect like this. So it's an asynchronous function because you need to await all that. So it's an asynchronous function. I'll do something like this. So now inside this function now, normal is our arrow function. So I will write await mongoose dot. If you do mongoose dot, you see dot many built-in function in that you can achieve. Yeah, so now I will use dot connect. So I want to connect our server to our MongoDB. So now I'll do dot connect. Then dot connect will take the URI. The is a string, so it's usually a string. So it will take the DB URI. So now this DB URI, I'm not going to, some programmers do state it here directly. So but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to define the db URI here. db underscore URI is equal to, so it's usually like this: mongodb forward slash localhost. Then so usually localhost you can do 127.0.0.1 like this. So 2:27.017 slash then text db underscore db. So text underscore db, this is our test database. So you replace this test database with your actual, the name of the site you are working on. So this is what you replace here. So now here, coming to here, for us to get this db URI here, we need to use process dot env dot, you can type db underscore URI. So if you click on it, it's supposed to take us, oh, it doesn't work like that. So now that's it, db URI. Please make sure that the name you call it here is the name you call it here to avoid errors. So now here we export this function so that we can connect it to this our app.js root file directly to module.export db connect. So now coming here, we will now import that function here so that we can connect it to this our work folder, our file. So root file directory, I will say const db connect is equal to require or slash src slash forward slash config forward slash db connection. So I will come here, call the function. I'll call the function. So calling the function, I will do res, okay, I'll do then then a promise. I will do response is equal to console.log. So you just need to do this console.log db connected or I disconnected. So this can come like this. So we have successfully connected our database. So if it's connected, it will show connected here, but I think it's showing an error. It's saying that Mongo's error, the URI parameter to open URI must be a string. So if you see this error got undefined, so you know that it's from here that this is not getting the db URI. So I think we missed one thing. Before you start using env, you need to install env. You need to install env. So and we'll require it here. Require env.config. So we do npm install.env like this. So as you can see, it's showing connected. So we have successfully, that is console logging this. So and in any process that, in the process of connecting, in the process of this function, so if there is any error, it will throw the error. So now we have successfully connected our MongoDB and our server, our Express server. So now that's it. So this is what we did here, and we import it here. So and it's successfully connected. So if you do this, if you come here, so the next thing you need to do is to copy this. If you go to your MongoDB compars, you see new connection, save connection, you don't have any recent. So you come here, you see, connect to your MongoDB deployment. So MongoDB like this is showing you example on how you do it. So I'll just paste this. I'll say connect. So this is all my database that I have. So you can see test. So if you have any, if you make any request and save the data in your code now, it will appear like this here, and you can see it, and you can see it like this. So that's it. So please don't forget to like this video, comment on the comment section, and hit on the bell icon to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.